Hello everybody, welcome to the video. This is a Dinomorphia deck discussion, deck profile, whatever have you. Basically, I've been playing the deck a bit on Master Duel, and I have some opinions of it. Obviously, Rexstrom is the card, the Fusion Monster extra deck that we are missing. It's hugely important quite a bit to the deck, because what we have here is an engine. We lack a win con. Bit of an issue, but it's still very doable. Because these cards are not bad, right? We can still get big attack points. We still have the ability to sort of clear the board and out-resource our opponent. Classic control stuff, very, very doable. So let's just go ahead and get into the first thing. What I'm not playing. I'm not playing Maxi because I don't like playing Maxi. I'm a TCG player, and it's an OCG, almost at this point, an OCG exclusive. I know it's a bit hypocritical of me to say, since I have two of these. One. Firstly, I'd like to mention on Dryden, there's absolutely no fucking reason this card is banned in the TCG. Zero. This card is not that good. No fucking sense to me, but sure. I mean, I could rant on this for like an hour, but I won't here. We're playing this because this, like I said, there's no unfair cards in this deck. There's none. These are our only unfair cards that we have. And this we play too because Ash just really hurts. It really, really hurts. So, I mean, yeah, I could play cross out instead of... I could play one cross out instead of two. You know what I mean? But I would. But I have two of these and I don't have cross out. So, that's what I'm going with this. Secondly, playing Tata Duality. I'd probably play this in real life because I don't own Prosperity. Because Prosperity is a fucking $100 card. And because of that, I could probably reduce some of these numbers, maybe the Stealth Burgia to 1, and then put something else like Bagutska or something else in here, and maybe another Link monster. Very, very doable. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm just, preliminary, right? I was playing Prosperity, but I switched to this since I was like, it's literally the exact same thing, but I'm not getting rid of my extra deck monsters. Since I don't play... The thing is, like, Duality doesn't matter because we're not special summoning the first turn. It's a trap card. We're special summoning that turn. Yeah, sometimes these two do interact. Sometimes it could be a bit of a negative, but it's really not that big a deal. We can play around it. So, let's go across the board. We'll go down. So, we're playing... I'll just go ahead and skip around a bit. We're playing 6 hand traps on top, and then 3 more on the bottom for a 9 total. So... I really like these two right now, specifically because birds are everywhere. Fluunderies is fucking everywhere. So, having the ability to stop them in their tracks, especially before they get their other card, Venture or whatever it's called, Advent of... I don't remember what it's called. But that card's really good for the deck. So, having the ability to just stop them in their track if they don't have map, even with map, kind of screws them over. They need something like Book of Moon. So... play Ash because Ash is just Ash. I feel like this card, against certain pet decks is just auto-win. Thretzia is insane. So, Thretzia can't be Ashed, but she can be Veilered and Impermed, which is not great. And then Diplos is just Descend. Descend does come up. It's not ideal. Sometimes he's just the worst Thretzia if you open him and not Thretzia, since you send Thretzia off his effect. Hope to fucking god he blows up so you can actually get her. And then play this because it's just a blowout, right? Blowout card. At best of 1 form. Fossil Dig, more Thoretzias. You could probably reduce this to 2 if need be, if you want to flex around some of the room. 3 pot, right? Yeah, anti-hand trap. So, I'm going to save Torrential for a bit. And so, let's go ahead and talk about the Dinomorphia cards real quick. So, Domain can be ashed, and it hurts really bad if it's ashed. Really, 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 really bad. This card is everything for the deck. Need Thretzia because Thretzia is pure advantage for you. He doesn't do that much besides just keep generating advantage. Problem is, it can be ashed. Secondly, it's only activatable during the main phase. This is quite bad because sometimes you really have to play your hand earlier than you would like to, because you could just lose if you try to hold it on too long. I've learned to hold on to this card for as long as you can. For as long as you can, because you can be punished so hard. So hard. if you shoot it off a little too early, something like a kaiju could fuck you over if this gets kaiju'd. This gets banished, right? If your opponent's playing fucking Shadal Fusion, just happened to me a few times. It feels really bad, really, really bad. And it's like, you also don't want to shoot off the cuff too fast. Like, kentregina doesn't really do anything with just domain, because all she'll do is summon a different kentregina or a Stelbergia, which doesn't really do anything. Really like to have Brute in the grave, so you get the second Brute if you need it, right? Maybe alert to generate more advantage, stuff like that. So that's another thing. Domain's great, it's your main card starter, it can be ashed. Be careful of that. Secondly, alert is also really, really good. It summons back Threatzia and Diplos usually, or it could be, one of the fusions. Can't summon anything but Dinomorphias for the rest of the turn, and can attack with that monster this turn. But it's really good for just because you really don't have very many cards that generate advantage in this deck. Threatzia sort of like takes advantage of cards in the graveyard, but these two are just on summon stuff and they float, sure, but you need more traps, and you don't really want to banish your Dinomorphia trap, so game has to already be going on. Thing like Infinite Permanence or Torrential or Judgment. Some of these other ones have to be in the grave for you to really take advantage of the floating effects. So having the ability to get them back out, generate more advantage, Diplo sending, and Threatzia setting, really, really good. Really fucking good. And it can be activated any phase, not just main, which is important. Secondly, Brute, right? This is pop one, pop the other. Super good. And the fact that it's a normal trap means Threatzia can use it as well. Good stuff. Good stuff. Finally, Sonic is the last Dinomorphia card. This card is nutty. Almost every game I'm being either Heart Beast or I'm being Lightning Stormed. So having this card be here is really fucking good. So if you draw Threatzia and you draw Domain, don't fret. Set this fucking card, please, for the love of God. And then into the rest of the traps. Judgment, we need it, right? Like I said, this card is... I swear to God, I see this card more than I see anything else. People use this card against me all the fucking time. I don't know how they always have it. So this is, like, hugely important. It's also great against the Adventure package. Just stopping that shit dead in track, right? Strike, if you... Domain gets, ashed, strike it. Strike the ash, right? End the chain, resolve the domain. Kind of sucks, but you need to do that sometimes. And like I said, these are just unfair cards. Blowout cards. So, I could talk about the extra deck, but that's neither here nor there. I just play the 2 level 4s, make Trident, pop something, make Zeus, so you have 3 Zeus, right? These are whatever. So, let's talk about the big negatives of the deck. Firstly, going second fucking blows. Play 9 hand traps because I want to see at least one of them in my hand. These are the best ones right now besides Maxi, but I'm not playing Maxi because I don't really want to. So these are the best ones I'm going with right now. And if you're not seeing it, sometimes even seeing, if you don't see 2 against certain decks, you're probably not going to be able to stop them either. It's just unfortunately like something like Adventure Pranks is just like, that shit just like, you can't do anything about it, right? That's just the scoop, right? But, going second really sucks. Really, really sucks. So, you're one of 2 options when you're building this deck for going second. Firstly, you can build more hand traps, but that's, very mediocre in a way. So, I would say the second best thing in this particular case is to build good... Well, the thing is, it's mediocre because you need good traps. You need good traps. You just need them in this deck. You can't go too heavy in hand traps because then you don't have traps and you don't do anything. So, and hand traps really just stem bleeding. It doesn't solve the issue. So, we want good traps, which is why I'm playing Torrential, it's why I'm playing Strike, but we want traps that can also be good going, if we happen to go going second. So, we pass turn, it's turn 3, they're going again, and we have Torrential set, which is the fucking blowout card. Then we have Strike set, which can end the chain in case we need to resolve something like Domain or something like Brute. Allow yourself to have the last say with these counter traps. That's essentially what the idea is with these traps. So that's the main purpose behind the deck, is to just sort of have the ability to have the last save, build advantage with kentregina. Maybe you have to destroy her, fantastic, she summons back Threatzia, get another Domain, get another kentregina. Without Rexstrom, because what Rexstrom does is basically a board negate on your opponent's side, very, very good. But without that, we sort of have to just out advantage our opponent, which isn't perfect. Secondly, just be very, very carefulable. What am I saying? Careful. I go. I'm losing my mind, right? Losing my fucking mind. Use domain, right? Be careful with domains, because if you use it, it isn't gonna ash, fantastic. But you don't have anything else with kentregina, you decide to use it again. Those are 4 of your 6 main deck monsters you just blew on one board state. Those are gone. There's a chance you don't have anything else, because maybe you normal summon Thorexia, set the domain, maybe you had to use Sonic early to negate like a Lightning Storm or Harpies, so that Thoretsia's in the grave. Disactivated domain, you sent the Thoretsia, activated kentregina, you sent an activated domain again, sent the third Thoretsia. You now have all of your Thoretsias in the grave, 2 Diploses in the grave. You cannot activate this card again. You don't have another target. Like, yeah, you could use the one on the field and Dimplos in the deck, but what the fuck is the point of that, right? Just be super careful about domains. You don't want to blow them all too much. It helps to be able to lower your life points so that she has damage. You have nothing else there, like, so she's not 0 attack, but you just don't want to blow them all too early without something like alert set or something like that, because you could just be royally fucking screwed. Oh, there's another card I'm not playing here, Ferret Flames. It's okay. The problem is it requires you to already be down so much life points in order for it to be good. A lot of times you're just losing off the cuff. You're not grinding too much. I think with Rexstrom it gets way better. But until then, I think it's just sort of okay. It's okay. It's not bad. It's good. Certain situations you just lose the game if you drew that over something like Sonic or Judgment, right? Or Imperial Order. Like, these cards do way more for you than that does. So that's why I'm not playing that card. You could. I personally just think Torrential's a little bit better right now. Better in this particular circumstance without Rexstrom. So, yeah, that's the deck profile. It's a super fun deck. You know, it's not amazing right now. We're missing our boss monster, but at the end of the day, it's fun. It's super fun. It's enjoyable to play. I recommend it, really. It's not something I would recommend if you're trying to climb. Right? You have to be super intelligent about it, though. And you have a bit of luck. I've gotten to duel level 19 on the duel cup thing, but then I immediately fell to 17. So take that as you will, right? It's doable. It's just you need good luck and you need really good play. Otherwise, you're screwed. So yeah, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Peace.